And so that's the beauty of it. I don't think we miss a whole lot. And if there's a couple things that maybe Vic wants to theme up, we can give him something in particular for a particular period.
Aside from that, how much of a resource has he been for you?
Yeah, Vic's been awesome. It's always fun to have conversations with the other side of the football and see it from their perspective, their lens, see how they perceive you, because sometimes you have your own perception and it can be looked at in different viewpoints. And so it's always good to talk to those guys, Vic, the rest of the defensive staff, just a really good group of guys that you get to collaborate with.
What's come up in the offense building that maybe you didn't expect was going to happen in the OTAs?
That's a great question. I think the pressure stuff is always a fun discussion just because there's a lot of different ways to approach it. We're continuing to talk through that, and there's a lot of different tools that you got to utilize, and I think the important thing is you have to have enough tools in the toolbox to be able to handle things throughout the season. And so, I think those are all fun conversations from the standpoint of what's been in place that we can lean on, what's some stuff that we can add. We're continuing to just try and evolve and have those open conversations.
Get made above your level, but how involved are you? It's your offense. Hey, I don't like the depth here. We need to do something else here. How involved are you in those decisions?
I mean, Howie and Nick are just awesome. They collaborate with a lot of people in this organization. I think it's an excellent process. Obviously, a lot of coaches were all a part of this process to some degree, and we got excellent leadership here. I mean, it's a really, really, really cool process.
Jeff Salton has a run game coordinator title and has done a lot here in that regard. Have you ever had someone in that kind of role before as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely had different structures at different places, but a lot of times the offensive line coach everywhere I've been has kind of been the lead force from a run game perspective, and it's a collective effort. Everyone's a part of the process. I think it's fun as you start getting to the game plan aspect of it, that it's a collaboration tying the run game and the pass game together so that you present things in complementary ways.
Does Jeff bring something maybe new that you hadn't kind of experienced before for someone in that type?
Oh, there's a ton. There's so much, just the angles for the offensive line. I think, I'm learning so much just from his viewpoint as far as the angles that you're creating for the offensive line in particular looks. Packaging plays in different ways that allow you to get to the best possible play you can. And so it's a really excellent process. It's been so much fun.
You mentioned that toolbox, learning what you can do with that. How do you kind of trial out new things in training camp whenever, you don't really have preseason play with some of those guys?
Yeah, just how you'd expect it. There's an element of trying different things and exposing yourself. Some things you're going to like in training camp, some things you're not going to like, some things we're going to have to adjust. And that's part of the process that you got to be willing to just kind of expose yourself to some things, and some things may not work. A lot of things will, and then you just continue to collaborate with the staff, with the players, and we just team up on those things.
What's your concern level, like a right guard, if Mackay? Obviously I don't know the situation, but Mackay and Tyler Steen, like how do you evaluate the other guys who might be playing in place of them?
In general, feel good. We've obviously are going through an excellent process of giving both those guys as many reps as we can. Just in general, from an offensive line perspective, I think we got some younger guys who've gotten a ton of reps through training camp. Certainly in the preseason games, that's going to bode well for those guys. And so, I think we're in a good position.
In terms of pre-snap diagnosis stuff, do you have separate meeting time with Jim and him?
Most of it's collaborative with the whole group, and then those guys, as the season goes, adjustments are made as far as when those conversations happen. But right now, we're really collectively meeting as much as we can.
We're kind of late here in camp now, obviously 2 preseason games. What have you learned about the receiver position after AJ and Devontae?
Yeah, I think it's been an awesome battle for this receiver room. Obviously, AJ and Devontae have done an excellent job. I think we got a really fun group of different skill sets, and they've all been able to kind of highlight those skill sets, and it's a really fun process for the guys. Again, like we've said, we like that group. It's a really fun group. They bring different pieces to this offense, and I think what we're excited about is being able to utilize these guys in all their different ways.
Do you know what those pre-snap motions and mixed placements are going to show from defenses going forward in this season, or do you think you're getting enough from the defense to see that with the unit you have, or how do you sort those things out?
Yeah, motion, Some of it's just distraction pieces. It's just, eye candy, so to speak. Some of it, you're trying to grab indicators to give yourself a specific idea of what the defense may be looking for. And so there's a lot of different purposes for it. And then you just got to pick and choose when is it valuable in a game plan and when are you just doing stuff to do stuff. And so there's a balancing act between motioning and shifting and tempo and all these different things of when to use it to your advantage and when to just play ball.
When it comes to a developmental quarterback like Tanner at this stage of his career, he played the position. When do you make that decision that, hey, maybe I want to see him a little bit more with the leaders? How do you handle it?
Yeah, I think every quarterback, first of all, we got an excellent quarterback room here. It's been so much fun with these guys. Even for Kenny, this is Kenny's third year. Everyone's on that development path. Jalen's learning and growing. Every single guy is learning and growing in this process. And so we're trying to play guys in a lot of different situations, try and get them situations, whether it be a 2-minute, a red zone period. Hey, maybe Kenny's gotten some. Let's make sure Tanner gets exposed to some of these situations as well. And it's just been a really fun process. I think these guys have handled this thing really, really well. They're doing an excellent job. We feel really fortunate to have these guys.
Can you tell us about Trevor Keegan that maybe we don't pick up watching practice or even preseason games?
I think just steady, and you kind of lose track of him in a good way. That he's just assignment sound. He plays. He's played 1 million snaps in practice and in the preseason. He's played a high volume, and to play that consistent with that much volume, with all the things that you're learning and growing as a rookie, he's done an excellent job.
That he feels like you're helping make Jalen a smarter player, having him make more checks, more reads. How much have you seen him grow in that area since you started working with him?
Jalen's just had an excellent camp. He's got great command of this offense, great utilization of tools when he wants to, and communication with the offense line, with the receivers. I just think it's been an awesome process. Excellent. I think Tanner just does an excellent job processing the game, making quick, decisive decisions. Obviously he can make some excellent throws. He's done a nice job.
What are the main indicators you look for to know a quarterback has command of your offense?
I think just the speed of the operation, in and out of the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, is the pace of play, going at the rate that you want it to. And then obviously the decision making and how quickly he can process the game, eliminate some of his progressions, get the ball to the ideal look. Run game, they show up a lot of times because sometimes the QB's got to have some tools in the run game to get us in and out of particular plays based off the looks. And so when you tie all that together, it's an operation. Everyone sees the throwing ability, and that's certainly first and foremost, you got to be able to throw the football, but the ability to command the offense and operate it in the run game, in the pass game, in the protection game takes growing and developing, and these guys have done a really good job with it.
In terms of cover control, in terms of the passing game, how you guys work together in terms of making sure you guys have different philosophies, how you guys get it together, make this passing game work?
Yeah. That's been this whole offseason. It's been an excellent process. Like I've said, this is a really fun process. You get to grow. You get to develop personally, as well as collectively as a whole group. And so just like the run game, we want to build on a lot of strengths that are in place. We bring things that maybe everyone has been exposed to in different places, not just myself, every coach on our offensive staff. And so it's a really good process. All right. Thanks, guys.